Mm. There we go. Alright, you guys can see me, right? Yes, you can. Alright. Huh. Whew. Let me make myself bigger. Let's see if we can do the studio. Bigger. Do something like that. Something big. I'll just go straight. Alright. Hi. Hello, hello. Um, my name is Riley. Riley. And welcome to Programming with Riley. So today, what we're going to be doing is continuing work on Rusty Road. If you've been following me, you know that I'm building a web framework in Rust that is based on Ruby on Rails. So it provides a well structured CLI to basically hold your hand as you're building web apps, but doesn't really um, it's not too constrictive, so it kind of lets you follow your own flow. It is based on MVC architecture. At the moment, what it does is creates a project, gives you a choice of SQL, SQLite, MySQL, SQLite, or Postgres, and currently works with all three. It's built in Rust. Crate is on crates.io, and when you walk yourself through the CLI, you generate a new project, um, select your database type, and then what that will do is generate a brand new project. Right now, so it's using Rust, Actix Web, Terra as the templating engine, which is if you're familiar with Python, um, and then it uses uh, Tailwind for styles. So very simple, very straightforward. Using Tailwind UI for the layout and the dashboard. So many features coming with it. I'm trying to use it as a good solid base for a lot of the tools that I'm trying to build, and I want to keep it open source, and all that other type of stuff. So what we're going to be working on today is the database part of the CLI, which is helping us uh, basically create migrations without having to write the SQL out by hand. So uh, I'm going to show you how I figured out how to sort, and then we're going to hop into sorting through the actual uh, enums for the different database types, and I'll kind of walk you through it as we go. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. And I just have to change this because it's there we go. All right, so here we have um, a couple different, just very basic implementation, right? So we have an enum, a couple different enums for letters. Oop, hold on, you guys can't see this. All right, cool. Now we can see it. So we have a couple different enums here. We have letter. We have letter. We have number, and we have category. And you'll see letter is just some letters. Uh, mhm. Letter is just some letters. Number is numbers, but like written, not typed, because that'll be a different thing. And then a category that just says whether it's a letter or a number. So, um, what I was originally trying to do is inside of Rusty Road, I'm trying to collect the different types as a category, and then instead of printing out all the types for a user to select from, print out the categories for a user to select from, and then those categories will then determine the type when they select a category. Um, so what I was trying to figure out is based on the way I had it structured, I was like combining enums and then using a hash map, and it all super complicated, and I needed to simplify it, and so this kind of helped me think about it a little better. And basically, what we did is we just created a vector, right, which is iterable, it's sortable, and it's sliceable. So it's really what we're looking for over versus something like a hash map, which technically we can't do. I just think there's a better way to get to that. So so we have the category, the letters, right, and then the categories. So basically, we just created a vector of each type and then a vector of the categories. So we're having the user print for certain categories, and depending on what they do, um, what they select, we're going to match that and then print off um, either letters or numbers. Really simple, really straightforward, right? And we'll see how it runs. So we'll choose a category letter. Boom. So it says you chose letter, and then here are all the different letters. So um, now let's jump into the Rusty Road code. So I was trying to switch it to the other screen, but I did it wrong. So I'm just gonna move this over. All right, so we have the Rusty Road code right here, and you'll see I had the category, right? And then from here, I started to get really crazy with what I was doing because I was trying to um, return the type and then as a string, which to be honest with you, we don't need at all, right? So I'm gonna kind of pull this out, and um, we have this display. We don't need this either. And the reason we don't is because we have all this stuff right here. And so these are macros that just have stuff kind of built into it in terms of how it works. So what I mean by that is there's a lot of stuff under the hood that is written in Rust using the standard library that just makes it easier for you to work with things like data types and enums and stuff like that. So whenever you're making your own enums or types, you usually have to, if you want to do anything with them, you usually have to put some type of macro here. All right, so what we're gonna do is, um, so this is new. I really don't think we need any of this stuff, to be honest with you. So we have get all categories. Um, just look real quick at how we have this set up. So, okay. So here's the thing. Um, right here with the enum, we're not getting all the we don't have a method set up to get these. We're kind of listing them all by hand, right? And placing them manually in a vector. So I wonder if I can say get the letters from the email, and then we would have to say. So this is where we would have to say impl letter, and then get the letter as a string. So we can do this, right? But it's not going to give us the. This is where the pattern matching went kind of back and forth, right? Um, so get. So we have the letters here already. Now return a vector of letters of all of the letters. See, we're still manually doing it. So what I had over here um, was something forget all, but we're still manually doing it. But we're at least returning the categories vector, right? Now, see, the thing is whenever I sorted this, which now it makes sense because I'm not doing it to a string. Um, no, it actually doesn't make sense. Enum vector letter A, letter B, letter C. Let me put this out of order and see how it works. All right, man, let's see how this works. You can't see this. So what I did is I have a suspicion that this was only printing them out in order because they were in order. So an issue that I was running into some undefined behavior here where whenever I printed off this, even after it was sorted, it's still giving me all this stuff out of order, out of alphabetical order. So we're going to try and see if this little simple example orders it. Run. So we'll select letters, and it did order it. So now what we need to do is look at this here and see how this is working. So this is actually being run in the migration uh, part right here. So we're getting the column types from get all categories right here. Get all categories. It returns the categories, right? So we're just calling it categories, and then we can see right here returns a vector data type category, right? So all we're doing is just saying the same thing. Well, all we're doing is saying the same thing over here. It's a vector. We just changed the name, right? Column type, data type categories. So what I need to do is right now print um, print. Um, actually, that should be good. So we're gonna check this right now and see how far we get. Oh, it says 93 problems. Hold on. let's see. Let's see. Expected value found module types category. ToString for data type category. Right, is that what I said? And data type category. Oh, I know, because I just removed it. We're using it. Like, oh, yeah, we don't need that. Alright, so that wasn't actually hurting us. So let me just see. Looks like all our problems went away. That's good. Types for database, MySQL. This, since I'm still working on this, it's not implemented yet. Do that. Alright. I just did to do wrong, that's all. To do. Okay. See how far we got. Unused import. Yeah, see this hash map? I was trying to use that. I don't think that's the way to do it. Um, One more issue. Column category to list dot header. Yeah, we don't want to do that anyway. Um, Column types. Yeah, that's what we want to do. Okay, this should run. Let's wait for it to stop checking. Okay, so whenever you switch from like getting hardcore to these squiggly suggestions, it means your code will compile. Um, it's just it likes to be extra safe, so it's telling you, hey, this stuff is kind of unnecessary. As you see, that was the last thing. Um, it'll install now. One thing about Rust, it does take a little bit to compile. No getting around that. So, while we're waiting for this to compile. It's about to be done. Let's move on to the example. So we have the example here, as you'll see. I've been kind of printing this stuff out for a while to get it to work, and I'm surprised it's even letting us in there since we've been in that loop for so long. So this is the example that I actually use in the GitHub repository. Um, you'll see I have a React demo of them. I'm working on getting React SSR going, but so we'll put that aside for now. So this is all going to be CLI based, right? So but I do want to show you it needs Rusty Road that TOML in order to work. And oh, you know what? Here's something right here. I'm working with Postgres, so MySQL wasn't going to work. Okay, so all right, let's see what we get. So basically what this does is it looks at the database type and then it matches it to the supported databases. Since we're working on my Postgres right now, I want to switch off MySQL. So you'll see right here we have the statement already, and it's Rusty Road generate. Uh, it's basically Rusty Road. What do you want to do? And then what type of thing do you want to do, right? And then what's the name of that type of thing that you want to do? So what this does is it creates some migrations right here. These are for SQLite, but right now there's nothing being generated because we're not doing anything. But these you'll see are these are generated by the by the CLI, and then when we get started. So basically, the CLI uses its own uh, functions, its own tools and methods to generate this stuff when it's running for the project. And so a lot of this stuff is reusable code. It's kind of nice. So what we're gonna do is just test this very quick, and we have, and you'll see it has a timestamp, so you can kind of do the same name whatever you want. So it's first going to ask you for a number of columns. You see it already generated, so we'll say it has one column because we're just going to test it. We're going to name that column. We're going to call it test column, and then I don't know how many times this is going to print out. I asked it to print out a lot. Yeah, I think that might just infinite loop. Okay, so you'll see right here, it's it seems like it might be sorted, but it's actually not. Because you'll see we have array down here, and then bit string, right? So we want to sort these, and we're currently not sorting. First thing we need to do is fix that loop right here. All right, so that loop will go away now. So you'll see column type is a data type category. Um, Column types. We could even try and sort this right here. It might work. Alright, so you'll see the cool thing about Rust is you can chain methods pretty easily. Um, but it does get kind of tedious. That should work. Oh, yeah, that should work. Yeah, see, this is the thing. And then you end up getting with um, the trait not being satisfied. So that's what I've been running into a lot. Um, and these things get so far away from what they originally were. So the issue is we're trying to sort this, and for some reason, when you sort it, it changes the value of it. So we have a vector of data type categories, right? Let's say and then let's just say we're gonna sort it. So column type dot sort. It should work. That's it. You still have a little bit of work to do on this before it's feature complete in terms of the migration generation. But because we have the methods kind of working already, as long as we can validate um, the entries against some actual SQL types, it should go pretty quickly. The issue is going to become when we want, like, we have some SQL ninjas that want to write super complicated queries. We're not going to be able to use the CLI to do that. So. Um, but you can use it to get a good start. So it looked like this worked. At least it compiled. So we're gonna um, go over to the example and see how far we can get. We got one column test, and then still uh, not sorted. Now, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna match this up against actual, the actual types and see how far we're off. Oh, I see. We're not off at all. We are we're not sorting in alphabetical order. So what I need to do is I need to do something like this. So go here and then I get it. So when you sort the enums, you have to put them in the order. You have to build the enum in the order that you want it. I'll go to Bard. Perfect. All right. So now what we can do is come back, close that out. That makes total sense now. So we shouldn't have to sort it now, at least. That's interesting. Makes sense. So now we can match against this properly. Let's come over here, and we're gonna match this. So this is gonna be, we're gonna delete all these. We're gonna say array, and this will catch on from here. At least it should. So let's just make sure. Category. We got array, bit string, boolean. So it looks like it's catching on already. Bit string, boolean. There we go. So composite. So we're just gonna ask it to do the rest. And there we go. Set this. Yeah. Sometimes it gets off. I don't know why. Float. So you see float. I don't see a float. Composite. Maybe we should have float. uh, integer. We ain't got no integer either. Yeah, this is the thing. See how much attention to detail I'm paying, right? Interval, we got that at least. JSON, we got that. Money, we don't have money. We have monetary. I'll change that to money. Money, okay, happy. And this will change to money. Okay. So, this is mission. And just gonna fix this real quick. Fill this to do. Integer. And we can keep going from here. Numeric, other, range, text, time, um, we have time, we have date time instead. We can add time. These are just categories, so yeah, actually let me take out because this is supposed to be just numeric. So I'm gonna take out integer and float because this thing thinks I'm doing something else. So integer, float, and delete those, and delete those, and the delete that unnecessary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. It's not float. It is date time geometric. I don't know if that is true. I think it's interesting. And Jason, money network address, and then numeric. Numeric. Is that true? Others after numeric? Numeric. Other, yes. And this will be range. Yeah, see some of this stuff I'm like, I don't think we need that. 14. The range we have search, which not even all the database has search in it, but I put it there. We'll figure out how to deal with that when we get there. All right. Cool. So this should work pretty well. Column type struct, match it, and it should tell me what we selected. So let's just check it out. Close this out. So, what's that? Oh, there we go. 4 issues. It's not monetary, it's money. Money. And once again, it's money. 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 Like, man, you change one thing, right? All right. Should work, no issues. Let's go for the install. Should be pretty quick because we just basically deleted things. Yep. All right. I know this takes forever, but this is a good sign. It means it's working. At least it's compiling. But it does take forever. Um, should be done. That last 99% is always the longest. Or that last 1%. All right, here's the example again. We'll run through this test. Test. There we go. All right, and then we're going to select. Um, keep it simple. We'll do 15. All right, so as you can see, it thinks we selected text, and obviously 15 is numeric. So let's go ahead and change that. So I'm not exactly sure what this was based on. uh, let's see, we have network address, and then other. and then range. Search text datetime. Search text. We don't have datetime, so oh, we do have datetime. Is this Alfred has? Holy crap! How hard is this? A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W All right. All right. Daytime geometric interval JSON money network address. This is where numeric goes. Numeric. And then other. And then range search text and UAID. Range text and UAID. Cool, cool. All right, let's test this out. Remember, all this is really supposed to do is just match to the column type. We'll print off the types in a second. Almost there. All right, cool. So we have this installed. All right, cool. So we have this installed. And from here, what we're going to do is run the CLI again. Generate it. One test. And we'll do 11. Okay, so we're getting close. So we have we know what type we're selecting, right? Now what we need to do is make sure that our Postgres types match up and that we're printing them out properly. So remember in here, the way we were doing the categories was we were matching it, and then we were doing the categories explicitly, right? So we said we knew that the letters were a letter, so we put them in here, and then we decided to sort them, right? So Um, Something we need to do right now is split the categories for over here. So you'll see we have the data type categories, right? And then over here, you'll see we have Postgres types. And it looks like it's kind of organized by the category, right? So data type category. Um, and then it kind of returns all these based on the category. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ask Bard to explain this to us. So I'm pretty sure what it's going to be doing is sending us back um, this with all of this stuff basically filled out as a parameter within here. So this should just work, and I'm pretty sure that it was. Um, if we look here, we were matching against. Let's bring up the example again. See right here we have data types, Postgres types, numeric, numeric, and then MySQL and SQLite. So we don't need to print that off, but right here we actually have numeric, and we can move this up and do something like this. I don't know if we have that. Do we have that? I guess we do. And what this will do is it'll end up returning all these values. We'll see it come through um, when we test it. Alright, so let's go ahead and install this again. Ooh. Oh, we can pull this out. We don't have this in there. So I'm suspecting that this will end up printing off all these different ones under the numeric um, type. If not, we'll have to organize it like this. Let's see. Unreachable pattern. We'll open that again. just to not know, we're still running it over here. Okay. Alright, so we have this installed once again. Let's go ahead to the example and run our test. Run test. I know, I know. We should be able to type in the number, right? I know. Invalid. Please enter a number. Alright, let's try and see. Enter the number of columns. One. 11. Okay, so this is interesting. So you'll see that it is returning basically the same enum, right? So when we look at this and we see numeric, um, what we have to do is go back to migration and see that what we're doing is we're printing um, this. So we have you selected blank, right? So it's going to be here. It's you selected numeric, right? And then it prints off the data types, Postgres types, and then numeric, right? So here's the thing. Um, Data types category. Let's see. Index, data type. Yeah, so we have this data types for category. And then we have this method right here. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the one where that needs the most help. Because when we look at numeric, I'm not exactly sure what we're doing here. So I don't think we should be adding. I think we should be doing get Postgres types. Um, and then it should be Postgres types numeric. Where's the data type category? I feel like that might be set up wrong. Let's do one argument. Found two. Match arms have incompatible type. Okay. Um, let's try this. Yeah, I don't. It seems odd. Oh, what's the error? Match arms. That can't be it. Maybe it is. Huh? Match arms. Incompatible types. I don't know why. Is it supposed to be returning something? Types for database. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. I know I'm quiet because I'm trying to actually solve this. Um, so I've been running into these similar issues for a while. Hmm, there's some stuff in here. To What's the issue? Type incompatible types, not needed, not opaque type. You're getting close. Unused iterator must be used. They are lazy and do nothing unless they're consumed. Um, where are we iterating? Okay, so we are getting Postgres types, and this isn't iterator. So get Postgres types. Um, maybe we don't need to iterate over that just yet. Okay, so it looks like we might be error free. Let's see. Um, let's change the return type on this. There we go. Yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then this will just no. Uh, types. Mm, let's see. Pretty sure this works. Ran something similar to it, but last time. We're error free. Let's test it. Alright. So this should be working. Um, we'll wait for this to compile. I think we have the CLI running over here. Should be updating soon. Let's take this on. Oh, this must be super important. Doesn't usually take this. As you can see, you guys already saw. I'm gonna close this out. Go ahead and try to do it again. I'm not sure why this is not working. That's the example. I want to do the example. Right, we're out of here. I'm gonna just close this real quick, pop it back open, see if we get a different result. Alright, let's try and install it. There we go. Just gotta wait for the language server to stop running in the background. Come on. It's a good thing. I'm telling you. Alright, I'm gonna switch on over. Let's get it ready. Go very slow. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and say Rusty Road. And doing numeric. Red has overflowed stack. Okay. Wow. That's a new one for me. So I'm going to hang up my hat for the evening. and think about what that error means. And we're going to come back tomorrow uh, and start debugging it and figuring out what exactly it means to overflow the stack. All right, my name is Riley. This is Programming with Riley. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.